Oh gosh, it's went in. Oh yeah! Steve Bellamy, cart manager. You getting ready to watch a quick nine.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Quick Nine. I'm Isaac Myers, this is Rick Ellison, and we are back outside. Airification day number 2. We're almost done. The grounds crew has been doing a great job the past couple days getting the course ready. Rick, you want to kind of talk about a little bit about airification and exactly what the process is?
Sure. Airification is a really important process that's done twice a year. One of the things that it does, it provides oxygen to the roots in the grass, and also kind of a lot of times as the season goes along and there's so much traffic and mowers and things on the greens, the soil gets compacted and that affects root growth. So it's kind of a way to kind of, if you can imagine, kind of breaking up those spots that get compacted and get some air down into the roots to create new growth. That's what airification is all about. And so if you imagine if you didn't do that, and I'm sure you've all have places in your yard that struggles with grass growing and popping out of there. If you kind of break it up and put some holes in it, put some seed down, all of a sudden you get good grass. So it's a really important process, and our grounds crew, they've done a wonderful job. And so day one, what they use is a really what they call small tine, small holes. And then today, day 2, they're kind of finishing things up by putting a really light coat of sand on top of the ground, and that's to help smooth out the surface. And the surface. And as the season goes along, a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't repair their ball marks. Mm-hmm. And you get, just little indentions and things like that. This is just one way for us to get those putting surfaces smoother for the golfing season, which is now upon us.
And I know there's a couple different ways as far as there's clubs that do, the bigger holes. Bobby, our ground superintendent, likes to do the smaller holes. Can you kind of talk about as far as that process and why he chooses to do it that way?
Yeah, the smaller holes, obviously, as a golfer, we really like those. Now, there are times where you have to use the big ones, and just because, you really want to get some new growth or it's been maybe several years, but we do have a superintendent, thankfully, that likes to use the small holes, and it makes us have the opportunity to put on basically immediately good greens. May not always be that way, and there could be a time down the road where we have to use the bigger ones, but I think we're going to be ready to go tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, no, we should be ready to go by tomorrow. This weekend, this Saturday, is MGA opening day. So, of course, be ready, looking good for Saturday. Rick, you want to kind of talk about MGA?
Yeah, MGA opening day. It's our first kind of club event that's sponsored by the MGA. And so you can sign up at any time. It's 9 o'clock shotgun. The format is a 1 net best ball on a par 5. So it's a 4-person team. Okay. So of those 4 players, you have to count 1 ball on the par 5s. And on the par 4s, they have to count 2 player scores. And then the par 3s, which is the difficult one, they have to count 3 balls. And that's where it usually gets a little ugly because there's not a lot of strokes out. You got to count 3 balls. But it's a fun format. You can still sign up. You can call the pro shop to sign up. Or you can sign up online, the daily email. There's a link under upcoming events. You can click there and fill it out on your computer 24 hours a day. So it's a fun event. We're going to have lunch afterwards.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the chef will have something ready to go for us. We'll have drinks. If the weather's good, we'll have a great event, great turnout.
Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, and we're coming off a great week. We had a great weekend. We had the first Marshall Clinic. It was a great time. We had a lot
awesome.
It was great. We had a lot of kids. Everyone had a great time. A lot of kids missed it, which they've let me know to make sure that I call them next time to make sure that they know next time we do that, which we will. But it was great. It was great to see everyone have a good time. It really kind of reassured. We got some players. We got some players in this area. And I mean, we had 5, 6, 7. I think there was one 8-year-old, and it was got some players out there.
The future's bright. Yeah. And your son looked really good. I'll give him credit. And how old's he?
He's 7.
7 years old.
We had Brian Beamer. His kids were out here. Alex Smith, Michael Childers.
Yeah.
It was a good bit of people. And it was really great. So thank you to Marshall Golf for coming and helping. It was a great time by all. And starting next Tuesday, we have our first golf outing of the year. It's the Marshall School of Medicine. We've had this one for a number of years now. It's going to be next Tuesday. It's a great outing. So just be aware, we'll have that next Tuesday.
12 o'clock start.
12 o'clock starts. So we'll have the course closed that day for the outing. Hopefully a lot of the members are coming out and going to participate in that golf outing as well.
And we'll have the range open during play for those that want to come out as well too.
Okay. And with the outing next Tuesday, the Marshall School of Medicine, if there's any members that would like to play at a different course here while the outing is going on, just contact Rick. He can get you set up with a tee time at any local course here for Tuesday. So we do apologize we have the golf outing, but we can accommodate and make sure you get your round of golfing. And we're going to end this week's episode with a video from Rick Ellison. It's a video just to kind of show how to help, just little things we can do to kind of help maintain the golf course. As always, anything you all need, let us know. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Take care.
Here I am at the 18th hole at Guyan Golf Country Club, and there's a couple things that you can do to help us make our golf course great, and I'm going to show you those two. Now, as you can see, I've made a considerable chunk of grass that I've cut out of the ground here. I'm going to show you how to fill it properly. A lot of times when you hit a great shot out on the golf course, you're going to tear up some of the turf. And we have Bermuda grass here that's starting to come in, newly alive. Use your sand bottle and just put a light coating on there. Now, you want to make sure not to have the sand build up real tall because the mowers come through and that sand dulls the blades. So you want to make sure you either smooth it out with your hand or your foot. I like to kind of tap it down. You want to make sure the sand is at the level of the dirt and not necessarily the level of the grass. Now let's go fix the second part. All right, the first thing we want to do when we get to the green is look for a ball mark. As you can see, mine actually spun backwards a little bit. I like to use a divot tool. We give these away too, by the way. And what you want to make sure you do when you're fixing your ball mark, which is the first thing you do, is make sure that you push as you work your way around the ball mark. What you don't want to do is pull up. That's going to damage the roots and make it take longer to grow back. So push. Poke a few holes, won't hurt anything. Tap it back down. What I always try to do is when I get on the green and I fix my ball mark, I always try to fix mine and another. And that just increases the chances of keeping these putting surfaces as good as possible. So be sure to fill your divot when you hit and take a divot out of the fairway. Make sure you use a little bit of sand. And if it's a different type of grass or a bent grass, you can actually put the actual chunk of grass back. But here at Guyan, we have Bermuda fairway. So we use sand. Make sure it's level with the dirt. Make sure you smooth it out. And of course, don't forget to fix your ball mark. And our greens will be awesome. See you next time.